Peter Navarro is the senior counselor to the president for trade and manufacturing. Well done, sir. They threw you for a bit of a loop, maybe the appeals court, but we'll get to that. How you doing and how you liking the job?
I'm doing great. I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day. It's actually my favorite holiday. I'm the director of the Office of Trade and Manufacturing Policy. My job is to help the boss put blue-collar people to work. And I'm happy to report here some statistics that prove that we're doing that. We're to start with the 2.5 million American-born people have been put to work since President Trump got in. That's a big reversal when Biden was putting all the illegals to work and sending Americans to the unemployment line. So that's a good deal. My favorite stat, Greg, is the real wages. That tells you if things are getting better for blue-collar workers, where they have more purchasing power. We are on a roll. 7 straight months in a row, real wages have gone up. It's 1.4% on an annualized basis, second fastest in history. Compare that to Biden. 26 months straight for Joe Biden, inflation went faster than wages growth. And then we've got inflation tracking below 2%. So all that's good. And then the big, beautiful bill is going to provide a lot of relief. It's about a $15,000 average tax cut for middle-class Americans and blue-collar Americans. That's good. The no tax on tips, no tax on overtimes. That's $1,500 more in people's pockets every year who are in that line of work. Seniors are getting $63 billion in no tax on Social Security, and that's just all good. And then the trade stuff, we've got $8 trillion of pledges, new investment. And from an economist's point of view, I tell you why that matters. Not only does it create jobs, it increases productivity, and productivity is the key to driving real wages up. So President Trump's like running the table for blue-collar America. This is the greatest Labor Day we've had, certainly since he left office, and probably for decades. So we like that, and I love being here with you tonight on this great Labor Day.
Well, that sounds awesome. Hey, so what about this? The federal appeals court, 7-4, ruled that President Trump exceeded authority under the IEEPA, but let tariffs stay in place until October 14th. It looks like the Supreme Court, you can count on them. But what does this mean short-term, long-term, and are you guys worried?
Sure. Well, short-term doesn't mean anything. The tariffs remain in effect. Let me do the numbers for you. It's a 7-4 majority, but 6 out of the 7 judges are Democrats. No surprise there. But it's also true 12 of the states that intervened against Trump, all blue states. And then if you go behind the weeds and look at the small importers, and mostly importing Chinese crap, there's some Koch brother money in there. And so this whole thing kind of stinks. Here's the great news. It's not good news. It's great news, Greg. The dissent, 4 judges, very, very strong dissent. They basically laid out a roadmap for the Supreme Court to follow in order to uphold the Trump tariffs. And as the boss says, if they don't do that, that's the end of this country. That's not hyperbole. That's just fact. And so the key issues there, things like, are these legitimate emergencies? Of course they are. We're getting killed. Americans are getting killed by Chinese fentanyl facilitated by Mexican drug cartels. That's an emergency, right? And then if you look at the trade deficit, it's massive, chronic. It's a proxy for not only all the jobs and factories we lose, but for the fragility and lack of resilience in our supply chains. We saw when the Chinese hit us on rare earths just how vulnerable we might be if we don't bring our jobs home. And then the final one is like the court came up with this red herring, oh, these things are permanent, so they're not authorized by IEEPA. Hey, guess what? Every year the boss has got to go back to revisit that. And by the way, if the Chinese stopped killing us with fentanyl, those tariffs would go away tomorrow. And if the trade deficit balanced tomorrow, those tariffs would go away as well. So we feel good about our chances at the Supreme Court. The stakes probably the highest, Greg, in our history. This court case from an economic point of view, it's the most important court case we've ever had economically. We hope we'll prevail. We're confident we will prevail. As the boss says, let's see what happens.
Well, Peter Navarro, there you are at the White House. A little over a year ago, you were in jail. And it's just amazing how life works out. We're very happy for you and your family, Peter Navarro, and the country, by the way. Thank you very much.
And I always thank you, Greg, for never forgetting about me. A lot of the mail I got was in prison was Greg Kelly's mail.
Thank you, sir. I told everybody in the audience, hey, send Peter a note. And they did.
I know.
And no,
Man,
the audience loves you, and they hate what happened to you.
Love it,
We're
brother.
still going to get some justice for all of that. Peter Navarro, Senior Counselor to the President for Trade and Manufacturing. To be continued, sir, and we'll be right back.